ready to pop the cork in Champaign, Illinois, home to the Fighting Illini, and the fans clad in orange and blue are more than ready for this one. This matchup today, part of the lifeblood of the sport, a rivalry game where the results will be remembered for a lifetime, as we'll see the #1 team in the country, the Missouri Tigers. Missouri about to kick off to lift the lid on this one. Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. So Illinois' return team certainly didn't do the offense any favors there. And the adrenaline is pumping on overdrive in games like this, guys, and it's crucial to get your emotions under control.
No doubt. In rivalry games, you've got to limit the mental errors, and you've got to limit the penalties, because those will kill you, Paulo.
And you got to come out under control. It means so much. We know that. The fans are all talking about it, but it's just football.
People like to say conference affiliation doesn't matter. But you get the SEC against the Big Ten, and there's no denying there's a little extra juice in the building.
Definitely extra juice. The best two conferences, the biggest conferences, Palmer. Everybody talks about these being the power brokers and deciding the future of college football. So, yes, it matters.
A lot of blue bloods in both conferences, David. You're right. I think it's something players are also very aware of, too, is having that conference pride, wanting to win this game, representing the rest of the teams in their conference.
After the incompletion, back to the passing game. It's complete on the right side. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Illinois right back to the line. On third down, he drops the throw. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. Illinois lining up to punt this one away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. He only needs a sliver of daylight. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. The Tigers offense has... time. And a big key as this game unfolds is just how aggressive will he be throwing the football in a lockdown corner like that.
Yeah, and when you're an elite quarterback, you think you can do whatever you want to do, and you think you can make the right decisions. I'm interested to see how much he'll test that cornerback on the other side.
You know, there's a saying, there's no defense for a perfect pass, but he's got to be extra careful and sharp when he's throwing that guy's way.
Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one, not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out early, being a bit...
Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab.
Man, I love those guys that are willing to put their body on the line, and he does it right here, man. Just lays out. That ball's coming in. You can see it from several yards out, making that play, laying out, keeping the football from touching the turf. Great concentration, great effort by the receiver.
One running back in the backfield, and he has it. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop. They have had to wear that beat down since the last time these two met, Jesse.
And they've been talking about it for a long time. They were absolutely embarrassed. The players, the coaches, the fans. You know, David, coming into this game this time, they want to put out a much better performance.
Oh, there's nothing worse. The coaches are riding you all week leading up into this game, reminding you, showing the clips in the locker room. You know you failed. You want to come out and get a great start in this football game early.
The Tigers have their offense in high gear. A first down run in the red zone. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Tiger. Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. Here comes the Illini offense back onto the field. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
On first down from their own 22. That is a time-honored way to slow down the rush, hit them with the screen, and a chunk play.
Yeah, such a great job because you're flying up the field to get to the quarterback because everything looks like pass down the field. Let those guys get up the field, throw it right behind him. He does a little bit of the rest, making some moves, getting upfield, making the big play.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
42 Spider. 4, check.
Out of the gun to give to the back. They knock him down, but not before he gets it out to the 21-yard line. Pick up a 4. Now on second down. He's looking to throw. Using the quick game. Tackled immediately after the catch. Illinois lining up quickly. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. Illinois runs the punt unit onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Hauls it in, looking for space. He was working his way on the return toward midfield. They'll stop him at the 46. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. And, David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
Nice job by the running back catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. Did a nice job of it.
Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. Pulled down after a pickup of 5. They'll mark it at the 8.
Listen, defense is about energy. It's about passion. It's about physicality. They need a little bit more of that. Get the guy in the ground. You can't let guys break tackles. What could have been set up in a long yardage situation, now it becomes an easier situation because you couldn't get him on the ground.
Well, the defense is on their heels right now. They're going to have to find a way to stop this guy. When he's got a head of steam, boy, he is hard to bring down.
Keeping it on the ground on first and goal. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Tigers!
And what a push up front by this offensive line. Everyone playing in unison, driving out of their stance, working into the second level, hats on hats, creating a lane for that running back.
The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. That's the end of the quarter, and Missouri has the lead. Man, that was an impressive and dominant first quarter. Let's take a look at the stats before we move on. He'll start the return inside his 5. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. The Illinois offense returns to the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively...
The receiver was doubled, and they picked it off. And what a play and what a return as he takes it all the way back inside the 10.
Tell you what, when you come out of your own end zone, you know, in the shadow of your own end zone, a lot of bad things can happen. You want to get a few first downs, get some space, so if you punt after that point, you can pin them a little bit deep. This is the exact opposite of what happened. Now you set them up in beautiful scoring field position already.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Missouri! No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead. And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
21, Illinois, 0.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Here comes the Illini offense back onto the field. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision-making.
He's got to be dialed in because defensively you're giving up points. So it's not like you have the luxury of your defense playing great. The offense is going to have to score and score pretty dang quickly.
Throws to the tight end. He's open on the right. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. And the Heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45.
And a big defensive tackle getting off the rock. Nice job seeing play action, understand his pass, beats the guard, gets to the quarterback, and gets the QB on the ground.
They'll run the screen. Got room at the 35. They drag him down, but not before he's moved the chains, and the screen pass is effective. Illinois right back to the line. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. And here comes the Heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
Well, this offensive coordinator has to be scratching his head because he's trying to keep his quarterback protected. He's trying different things, sliding the offensive line, keeping tight ends and running backs in, chipping, going empty, and getting the ball out quickly, but it's not working. They're just losing the one-on-one.
And this defense is bringing the Heat another sack.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
Oh, how did you make that move? And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Fighting Illini. Some much-needed life for this offense as they try to cut away at this lead.
No doubt, needed something to go right. If you're down, you got to make plays. You got to get your team back in it. Great start, keep chipping away.
And after the extra point, they're now down 21-7. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Missouri, 21, Illinois, 7.
That ball scoots through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
They finally get him on the ground, but the big running play moves the change for the first down.
And a great job by the offensive line. If you're going to run the ball right up the middle, you better control the line of scrimmage. You can see the center, the guard, the tackles doing a good job getting on their guys just enough where this running back can get into space and make the big game.
Smashes him with the stiff arm. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. And the Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. The give to the back. On the move is the 30. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Now he's looking to throw it. Unloads to the wideout. Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch.
Man, that was a nice effort to lay out, not let the ball hit the ground, suck it in. What a great catch by that playmaker.
Touchdown, Tigers. And they take it in for 6 more points. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And they knock through the extra point, and they're up 28-7. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
Missouri, 28. Illinois, 7.
On the move from inside his 5. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. The Illinois offense returns to the field. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now. They got to put points on the board right here, cut into this deficit, create a little bit of momentum, because this one's going to get out of hand otherwise.
Yeah, there are a lot of offenses out there that might just say, okay, let's just regroup and figure it out. This offense doesn't have time to do that. They've got to be aggressive. They've got to throw it downfield. They've got to score points.
He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. Decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. See what they dial up on 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Quarterback moving. They make the stop, but what a job on the scramble to get loose and pick up that first down. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Grabs it in the middle. And a 9-yard gain on first down leaves him with 2nd and short. He's looking to throw. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. On 3rd and short, they'll try to throw for it. Outside the pocket, lets it go. It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining. And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. He's going to reach for a long one, a 52-yard attempt. And it's right down the boulevard. That late-in-the-half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. They'll throw it on 1st down. Whoa, does he turn that loose down the middle? It's incomplete, and they tried to get one on the board before the break and couldn't quite make the connection. 3rd quarter will get underway as soon as Illinois kicks it off. And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half, I imagine. Oh, it's out! Now the defense has got it, and they're going the other way. He wants the officials to have another look at the monitor. Using a timeout here, thinks the call is going to end up going his way. This coach wanted to be absolutely certain on a challenge. He was right. The previous play will be overturned.
Let's go.
Handoff to the lone back. And he's down at the 41. That's a first down.
I think Jesse and Reese could call offensive plays for any team. If they're having this much success on the ground, it starts with the ground game, right? Like, you can chew up these kind of plays, then I can play action later on and take shots. But right now, defense has first got to stop the run game that's been chewing them up.
Well, the linebacker showing you read and react. He knew exactly where that running play was going, and he beat the football to the line of scrimmage and forced the TFL.
Looking to pass on second down. Showing the arm strength down the left side. And that ball is hauled in inside the 35.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
And that's another productive run. This offense has had a bunch of them today, and the running back, I think this lead was built on this guy. He's done a great job all game long setting the tone, and I think that's why this offense has been successful.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Right back to the well. Got some room, entered to the goal line. Touchdown, Tigers! And the beatdown has ensued. And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up 35-10. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
Missouri, 35. Illinois, 10.
On the run from inside his own 5. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. Here comes the Illini offense back onto the field. Man, how comforting is it to know that even if your offense stalls out a little, Jesse, that field goal kicker can knock it in from a long way out.
Well, he's one of the best in the country, Reese, no doubt. But this offense would like him and prefer for him to kick an extra point on this drive. And to do that, David, they've got to have more rhythm on offense.
Yeah, create some more rhythm, create some more explosive plays, and maybe some more balance. And listen, it's nice to have that weapon and kick long field goals. If you kick too many field goals, you don't get very many W's.
They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
And a lot of coaches put a lot of emphasis on situational type running, right? When it's a goal to go to situation, short yardage situation, like when I need to run the football and they know I'm running the football. Right there, haven't had a lot of success, but I needed a few yards to get the first down. Great job by the offensive line, creating some space and getting the first down.
Nice quick throw there. It is so important for quarterbacks to be able to find a rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. And you can tell that these two guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the first down mark.
Man, that quarterback knew that was a tiny window to throw into, and he just showed off his cannon of an arm.
That last completion sets him up on second down.
Here we go. Ready.
Off the bootleg to buy a little space. Extending the play. He'll pull it down. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
A strike downfield. Speeding down the left side. Touchdown, Illini! He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch it. Great example of how a second half can really change everything for a team.
No doubt, first half it looked bad. It looked like it was bleak. It looked like it was ugly. But now you're starting to get it turned around. More drives like this is what's needed.
He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Fires the pass, intercepted. looking for more room. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
I love when people start to understand what we're doing defensively. If they're going to pass the football and that's where they're going to live, well, I'm going to live and dime. I'm going to bring more defensive backs on the field so I can cover more of these speed guys that they have out there. Great job by the defensive back, breaking on the football, making the INT, making the DC look very smart.
On second down, he's looking downfield. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete.
And you see those balls in practice sometimes. They're just off the mark. You don't know how to control it. You don't know what goes wrong, but sometimes QBs miss, and it's an incompletion.
And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. And it slips through his fingers. Incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. Illinois lining up to punt this one away. Wanted to make sure not to give them a chance for a return as it goes out of bounds. Mizzou has it back on the offense coming out on the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
No, he just flat ran over it. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. That's the end of the quarter, and Missouri has the lead. And they are starting to pull away as we come to the end of the third quarter. Let's take a look at how we got here. And here comes the offense on second down. He's looking to throw. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They've been trying all game long, different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls in. And sometimes for the defense, it just takes one play, right, to create some momentum. Obviously, this guy's been eating him up. He's got over 100 yards rushing on the day. But finally, David, to get something positive here in the run game defensively.
But you kind of know that coming in. He's going to get his. Such a great back, and he's had a great day. Need to put more plays together like that right there.
And they stop the fourth down pass. The defense gets off the field. to the field. Line gets set, first down. He'll start this drive firing. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
And a great job by the defense, dropping in zone coverage, all eyes on the quarterback, taking away the options, and then finally the pass rush gets home, gets him on the ground.
Got his man on the right. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and fourth down's coming.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are, you're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the play caller, and certainly if you're the quarterback.
Fires and picked off. Got room on the return. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. And the senior just snatched the ball out of the air and gave it back to his offense. All right, guys, so here's the offense back on the field again. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
Got his man down the middle. Put it right on him. Sweet play, good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there in a similar situation with a lead like this. They'd definitely be running the ball at this point. They'd probably take their starting quarterback out of the game potentially, but not this unit. They are still staying aggressive. They're still taking shots. They're just trying to light up the scoreboard.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want to do. Late in the ball game with the lead, establish the run, establish the physicality. And you know what helps? That clock up there, it continues to tick. So let's see.
He wants to take the top off. He's got it. Touchdown, Missouri! And the route is on. They tack a little more onto this lead, and they're on their way to a 3-0 start. And he added the extra point. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Missouri 42, Illinois 17.
The returner's going to try to see what he can get. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. Looking for a productive play on first down. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Steps away. And he'll be knocked down at the 2-yard line. From the 20, it's second and short. They just need a couple.
And it's been a long day for this offense. If you can't protect your quarterback, it's hard to be successful. That's the 5th sack they have given up. The offensive coordinator has no answers, and this defense has been flying around.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, backed up inside their 20. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And that is interception number 3 on the day. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
The number one objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost over.
Well, I love the aggressive nature of the defense on that play. Everybody playing with eye discipline. They saw the pre-snap motion. They knew who had the football. And you saw guys play with excellent instinct, running downhill and making a tackle.
He's right on target. Makes a catch and knocked down.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
They're going to mark him down, and where that spot is looks as if it's going to be just a hair short of the first down. The give on 4th down. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal.
How about that? You got the lead late in the game. Get some first downs. Salt this clock away. This is the exact position you want your offense in.
Imposing their will, right, David? I mean, we know we're running it. You know we're going to run it. We're trying to ice this game. There's nothing you can do to stop it.
Touchdown, Tigers! And the stomping has commenced. That lead's a little more comfortable now as they close in on a victory here in Week 3. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Two very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Georgia Tech went into hostile territory and came away with a convincing victory. The Yellow Jackets always seem to get everyone's best punch, but today they were the ones who delivered the knockout. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams, but boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Now it's 2nd and 10 from the 15. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. They're working that left side. Stopped after making the catch.
And this offense is going to have to find more explosive plays. And it can't just rely on the dink and dunk. It's going to have to find itself and score more points. Listen, they got beat up today. But moving on in the future, they've got some good pieces. They got to find a way to fit them together, create some explosive plays on this offense, because today they've been lacking.
There is a long and storied history of great games between these two rivals, and this chapter